Hey guys, how you doing? It's 2:30 in the morning right now. 2:32 right now. I'm coming home, so I just want to share some information with you guys here. So, 364 days a year, the United Spot is like 18, 19, 20 hours a day on our phones, on our laptop, on our computers, TVs, newspapers, books, everything you can think of. We eat, breathe, and sleep politics, and we do all our research, to where we can, come up with these funny videos for you guys to make you guys laugh a little bit. So today or yesterday, we did something we don't normally do, right? Today was what we like to call the Super Bowl of politics, right? The Super Bowl of politics, right? The Joe Biden, Donald Trump debate, right? And we've been waiting for it, for weeks. For weeks. We're making videos, predictions, everything you could think of we possibly could do, to make you guys laugh. So what we did as a group today, there's four of us now. What we chose to do was we chose to take the day off. The day off from freaking politics, right? On the biggest political day in a long time, right? The Super Bowl of politics, right? We decided to take the day off and hang out with our families, right? And we actually went to a function today with our family, so it was kind of important, right? Hung around our kids, our family. It was a whole thing, a whole celebration for the United Spot, right? Had a little remembrance for my brother and everything. It was an amazing day. No cell phones, no laptops, no nothing, no news, no TVs, no nothing. So you have to understand something. As much as we loved hanging out with our families today, it was long overdue because you have to understand, 18, 20 hours a day with, at the United Spot, coming up with research, coming up with funny ideas for taking care of Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and, True Social, all the things, right? We felt like, hey, let's take a break on the day, right? Now, I don't know if you guys watched the movie Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore, right? Even though Drew Barrymore's a wacko nowadays with the whole Kamala thing here. So the movie Fever Pitch, right? This guy, he inherited some Red Sox tickets, season tickets from his uncle, right? And he went to every game, never missed a game, right? Never missed a game, right? It was his life, it was his religion, right? To go to this, which is like with us, with politics. So in the movie, Jimmy Fallon, the character, meets Drew Barrymore, right? And she convinces him that he spends too much time at the ball field and he needs to pay attention to her. It's a little bit more important. So he's like, all right. So hey, Big Ron, thank you very much for that. Truly appreciate it, there, Big Ron. So what he does, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's a small blurb in it. She convinces him to leave, and he does something that he would never do. He ended up missing a game, so he can go to a masquerade ball with Drew Barrymore, right? So he goes to this masquerade here, right? And this truck just cut me off here. I'm driving home. For those of you who don't know, I'm driving home. This truck just cut me off here. This guy, I tell you, I don't know what this guy's problem is. I don't want to have a freaking problem out here with this freaking Chinook here. What the hell was that? Literally, just like I'm sitting here with my lights on and everything. The guy just cut me off right in front of me here. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Some traffic. I don't like it. Anyways, yeah. So, long story short, the Jimmy Fallon character, right? He leaves and he goes to this masquerade party with Drew Barrymore, right? And he's having a great night. They're dancing. They're in love. They keep giving each other, the googly eyes. And he gets home, and they do their night, they're doing the adult thing in the bedroom, it's all passionate, they're sweating, they're having a great time, and they get done, and then she's going to make some pancakes and whatnot, he's sitting there, and he's like, holy cow, right? Next thing you know, he gets a phone call, right? And the guy that he gave his season tickets to for that particular game that night, right? He calls him, he says, hey, the Red Sox won, all right? People are going crazy. They came back from the impossible, right? I mean, it was a movie, right? But they came back from the impossible. It's like You know, like they're celebrating the streets. You know, they got a parade. You know, cops are drinking with underage kids. You know, it's just like the whole shebang. You know, everybody's loving on each other. It's the best night ever in Red Sox history, right? And he turns on the TV, starts watching the parades and all the crazy crap, you know, and he starts sweating. And that's exactly what happened when we grabbed our phones when we left the function today. Our phones were literally, for those of you that have a lot of followers on, social media, or if you have like a lot of people, you know, that know you're into politics and whatnot, your phone blows up for notifications and all that kind of stuff, text messages, all that shebang. Our entire phone was almost dead because they were telling us, hey, where you guys at? What the hell? Where are you at? Why are you not covering, you know, blah, 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 you know, and all this and whatever. And they're sending us screenshots and pictures and whatnot. And we literally went through the same thing that Jimmy Fallon went through in Fever Pitch, right? We missed one of the most important days. We didn't even watch the debate yet. I haven't even watched it yet. I refuse to watch it yet. Nobody's watched it yet. So we don't even know what happened, right? We're hearing stories now because now we have a cell phone. We haven't had our cell phones all day, right? For like, I don't know, like 10 hours or something like that. So now I'm driving home, right? And I'm sad because I missed one of the most, you know, popular days in a long time. And I just can't wait to watch it. You know, I'm excited to go home. It's 2:39 right now. So by the time I get home, it's probably going to be about 3:30, somewhere around that area. And I tell you what, I'm going to stay up all night and watch it. I'm not sure how long it was, but I got to be honest with you. I looked at some of these. I tell you, you know, I can just tell you something we already predicted, right? And I know, I got a feeling, because I've already heard it from a few people I talked to. You know, they kind of gave me the gist, and I was like, don't tell me too much. I don't want to know too much. I want to, I want to watch it myself. You know. But I know that Trump was going to go in there, you know, polite, you know, because if he walked in there, you know, kind of like, you know, being Trump, you know, kind of bullying Joe Biden, I think that would have been bad, right? But I got to be honest with you. I think that from our videos that we've been posting up here for the last couple of months since we found out the debate was going to be happening, I think we were spot on, you know. So I don't think we're going to be too shocked to find out. We just, you know, I think we're at that point, you know, when you involve yourself in politics the way we have, and a lot of you people have too, and you miss out on that particular day, a part of you, and that's not a good thing. You know, it's not like, hey, you know, I mean, but it's who we are. You know, we've been doing this for a long time now. We've been doing this for like, what, 13 years now? And every single day is politics and comedy and satire and skits and scripts and editing and, you know, doing all these crazy, silly things, you know. So to take a day off today, I tell you, that was a big step for the United Spot, right? We were going to do a live, and we had a friend. He let us use the laptop, and apparently he skidded out on us there, and it only went for like 2 hours. So for those of you that were able to watch for those of you who, this guy don't even know how to split lanes. These guys are biker gangs and they don't even know how to split lanes. I don't get these guys. I don't get these guys. If you have a motorcycle and you don't know how to split lanes, you got some problems here. I don't care if you got a bagger. I don't care if you got a Sportster. I don't care if you got a cruiser. If you don't know how to split lanes, the handlebars are the same exact width as the bags, right? I keep trying to tell people this. If you have a bike, right? A lot of people are scared to split lanes with baggers, right? And I keep telling them, I said, well, if your handlebars clear, your bags will clear, right? It's just a balance game, man. It's the same exact, you know, I'm not real good at math or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you right now, if the handlebars are the same, I'm just kind of talking out of my ass right now. I'm just driving home. I'm tired. I had a good day with family, though, today. Had a good day. We all did. We all had a great day today. We did a whole entire remembrance thing for my brother, and it was a good day, you know. And but you know what? Hey, you guys, you know, we kind of missed out on you guys today. You guys are like our family, you know, and we missed out on the politics, and the show. So we're gonna have to watch it a couple hours late. But I'm looking forward to it. Apparently, we don't have to do anything, because from what we heard, everything that we put in our videos here for the last couple of weeks, last couple of years, it all came true. So, yeah, so we're looking forward to watching it, but hopefully everybody had a great day today. We know it's late, but we just wanted to get on here because, like I said, I know, and I called my partners here with the United Spot. I said, "Are you going through what I'm going through?" And they're all going through it right now. They're all going through it right now. They're like, we missed out. But you know what? Family's the most important thing. And I tell you what, I wouldn't have traded today for the world, Because I think at the end of the day, no matter how much we get wrapped up in politics and how much we like this guy and how much we appreciate and respect this guy, they're not going to be there for you like their family is, Family's the most important, Family is the most important thing ever. And I tell you what, this life that we get, this little ride, this 1/4, it goes by fast, 1 minute you're wearing plaid pants with a Fonzie shirt hanging off the monkey bars. Next thing you know, you got kids going to volleyball. You're going to, do Pop Warner, and the whole life just goes by too fast. And I think that, deep down, I think that the government wants your life to go fast, because the faster you go, the faster they move on to the next group of people, You really look at how long your day is, 24 hours in a day, right? Usually 4 to 6 hours a normal person sleeps, right? 4 to 6 hours, right? 4 to 6 hours. We sleep about 3 or 4 hours over here at the United Spot. Because even when we go to bed, we're looking at our phones, we're reading stuff, researching, hey, this would make a good video, and all that, whatever. But I got to be honest with you, I think deep down the government wants our life to be chaotic. They want us to be dependent, on the government, for one. And they want our days to be completely long and distracted from everything that's going on. Because, I mean, you take a normal person, right, that's not in this community right here with the United Spot, right? They don't even know, like, who Eric Swalwell is. They don't know who Adam Schiff is, or Kingsinger, or Marjorie Taylor. They don't even know who these people are. They know that there's a president. They know that there's a vice president, and that's the end of it. That's a normal person. The majority of the people, there's a percentage of people that have no idea what's going on. They have no idea about, Harry Sisman and all these other, influencers who are paid by Joe Biden. They don't know any of these people because they don't have any time. We've been blessed, to be able to do this as a career, right? No, it's not a lucrative career. Obviously, that's why we're always begging for money. But I tell you something right now, we're blessed because, we get to hang out with our families. We get to watch our kids grow. We've been doing this for about 12, 13 years. Got to watch some of our kids grow up, because we had those jobs where we're working like 18 hours a day. There's a difference in working 18 hours a day when you're home or close to home. There's a difference when you're out on the road for 18 hours, right? Coming home tired, and obviously underpaid, overworked and underpaid. You get home, the only thing you want to do is curl up in a ball. And if you got a dog, obviously your dog knows that you're going to lay down with your dog, because the dog is the most comforting thing in the world, especially if your kids are grown. Your wife's too busy doing other stuff, and all you want to do is sleep. Robin, how you doing? Sorry, I'm kind of driving here. I haven't been really paying attention to the comments, but I'll read them later here. I was just kind of looking down. I saw Robin and David. I'm kind of sitting in traffic here for a second. Debbie, how you doing? Michael, Tammy, Dr. Jill, George, thank you all so much for being here. Cliff, how you doing, Cliff? Margaret, David, how you doing? Michael, thanks for being here late. I don't know what time it is for you guys. Right now it's 2:47 in the morning. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the road right now coming back from a family function here. I've been driving for a little while. But it was worth it. It was a good day. Good day for family. Got to hang out, and unfortunately, I missed the debate. The whole entire United spot missed the debate today. But it was good. It was good for us. Take a break. No cell phones, no laptops, no TVs, no nothing. It was good. It was good to hang out with family today, and nobody talked politics today. It was great. It was like a complete day off from politics. John, how you doing, John? John. Richard, how you doing, Richard? Lori, how you doing? Tammy, David, how you doing? Thank you guys for being here tonight. Jeremy, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks for being here tonight. I know it's late, but I just want to get on here real quick and talk to you guys. Probably be on here for about another 15, 20 minutes or something like let you guys go to bed here. I just want to, talk to you guys. And, like I said, as silly as it sounds, we're missing you guys. You guys are part of our family too, And, it's crazy how, you could do something like this because we didn't know that we was going to do the United spot. We never knew that. We never had the inclination that we were going to be doing this, as a career, basically, let alone, to have all these wonderful people in our community, and I tell you, making silly videos, trying to make people laugh, and all that kind of stuff. We never thought for a moment that we were going to be ever doing this, for real, But I tell you, it's not easy, it's stressful. It's because it's not a for sure thing. A lot of people think, hey, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to do it. It's not like that, Every once in a while, you have a good month or a couple months or even maybe a good year, but nothing is ever like a guarantee, especially when you got a couple people on the payroll, And it gets a little crazy there. It gets a little stressful, because at least with a job, like a job where you work 8 hours a day, you got benefits and you're not really guaranteed that either. They could lay you off at any time, man. But YouTubers, forget about it. It's never something that we thought we were ever going to do as like a real job. But the people that we've been able to communicate with, and relationships that we built over the years, it's incredible, It's incredible to know that there's a lot of people out there that you normally wouldn't get to talk to or, associate yourself with, and good people too, not assholes. I'm talking like good people. You don't get that a lot, and it's a good thing, we're glad, we're happy with what we do. My grandfather always told me, he said, I think there's even a song about it too. But I'm sure it's been a saying for a long time, and I'm not even sure. I don't think my grandfather came up with it, but he said, do what you do. How did he used to say it? He said, do what you love, but call it work. And that's what we like to do. Like I said, we came from jobs, where we're working a lot of hours. We didn't really like our jobs, but it put money in the bank, it put food on the table. It wasn't always a guarantee, especially when 2020 came around. They wanted us to do a bunch of stuff in order to keep our job, and we said no. We were all pretty much in the same trade, and they all wanted us to do that, and we said no. Every single one of us said no, absolutely not. We're not going to do that. We're not going to wear the mask. They wanted us to wear gloves. They wanted us to wear a mask. They wanted us to get the thing, and they wanted us to take tests and all this kind of crap all the time. And we said absolutely not. Leonard, how are you? Thank you so much, yeah? Truly appreciate it for that, Leonard. Thank you very much. And thank you all so much for being here as I just talk to you. It's nice. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me talk to you guys a little bit here. And for those of you that are just tuning in, we took a day off on the Super Bowl of politics. But we haven't watched the debate yet, so don't nobody ruin it for us. I can't wait to get home. I'm about, I don't know, 45 minutes away from home right now. And I can't wait to get home and watch it, check it out. So anyway, back to the United Spot. When we started doing this, we had 5 people, when my brother was still here. And we didn't really know what we were going to do, because we had all done the internet for many years, and we had a lot of viral videos before we became the United Spot, but we were tired of doing the videos where, people were talking trash to us and threatening us and, sending us private messages. And that was pretty scary, because when you put your face up there, some weird people come out. We got kids, we got families, and they didn't ask for any of that. So we just said, you know what, we're done with this pod. Let's try something different. How can we do this, and not make it personal? How can we do this and educate people and entertain people at the same time without really pissing some people off? And then we thought to ourselves, we do some kind of like a cartoon type thing, right? And for those of you that have been following us for a long time, you could know that our old videos, if you go back a long time, they were like Jib Jab style. They were like The Simpsons when they used to be on the Tracy Ullman show, right? Horrible. Even the voices are different, We've literally we've evolved. The United Spot has evolved, and we've done our best, not only for ourselves but for you as well too, the viewers, And we wanted to do this for you guys because there's a lot of people out there that aren't doing so good, There's a lot of people out there that are frustrated, they're having a hard day. Maybe life isn't great for them, and laughing. Sometimes that can change an entire day, So when you show your face, and when you tell the truth, and you bring up your opinions and whatnot, it's a little different. People react to it a little differently, because it's an actual person, right? But we thought, hey, what if we do it with cartoons? Nobody gets mad at cartoons unless you're Family Guy, So we did one. And I believe the first one we did, I think it just had Nancy Pelosi wasn't even saying anything. It was just bobbing her head, drinking, mumbling, something like that. And it was a hit. And then next thing you know, we started saying to ourselves, wait, what if we start, making skits? Writing our own scripts and, making skits. We'll do the 3-camera type sitcom type thing, And I think about, 2 months later, we started, scribbling some stuff down, and we started doing some stuff, A couple of years later, Donald Trump was running for office, and we had already had a couple Facebook accounts taken down. We had a couple YouTube channels taken down. We never really got into, the Twitter thing, not until recently. And then Donald Trump was running in 2016. We thought, hey, let's start doing the videos, And next thing you know, wouldn't you know, a year or 2 later, some of the videos started blowing up. They started blowing up. And one of the big ones that really got us on the map was the Bush funeral, right? The Bush funeral. We did what was it, when Michael Cohen was taking Donald Trump to court when he was suing Trump back, I think it was 2017, 2018. And we did a people's court, right? And people lost their freaking minds. And Jim Acosta, when Jim Acosta used to be a big CNN, all these old videos, right? All of a sudden, next thing you know, the United Spot is everywhere, right? And yeah, it's been a ride, I tell you. But we had a feeling the ride wouldn't last too long, just due to the fact that the people that we're, making fun of probably don't like it. That's why we're blocked by Eric Swalwell on both of his accounts. That's why Nancy Pelosi blocked us. Her daughter blocked us. Actually, all the kids blocked us. Adam Kinzinger, Liz Cheney, Mark Cuban, all these people. So they're seeing our videos and they probably don't like them. And they're probably calling Google. They're probably telling YouTube, hey, shut these guys down. Because that's probably why our Facebook is all a mess too. but we're still doing it. You know, we could be like those people who just do it, you know, for the money. We're not doing it just for the money, you know. The money's nice to pay the bills, you know. We got to pay the bills somehow, you know. And but we could have been like, you know, the people that went against Trump, you know, and followed the money, you know. I'm sure we could have been pretty famous if we were Democrats. If we were making like videos, I'm sure we could have been rich right by now. And you know, they've offered us money here, you know, but we want to do our own thing, you know. We're having a good time. We got a good community, and we don't just do it because we love it. We do it because we believe in it, you know. That's why we do it. That's what, like Mel Gibson, you know, the job, that keeping us from doing the job, you know. That's why we do it. The job, you know. And we love you guys. You know, you guys are great. You guys have helped us to get to where we are right now. And that's the beauty of this whole thing here that we call the United Spot. The United Spot wouldn't be anything without you guys, you know. But it's a lot of hard work too on our part, you know. I mean, we spend a lot of days doing a lot of research, and we're always, you know, interacting with a lot of people on different social media outlets, you know, whether it be X or Facebook or Truth Social. You know, we're always like talking and researching and editing and writing scripts and all kind. We're always busy doing something, you know, and that's what we tell a lot of people. You know, if you guys are really trying to, you know, be like a YouTuber, there's a lot of people out there. Oh, no, I don't want to be a YouTuber. But secretly, they want to be a YouTuber. Everybody wants to be heard. They want to have their voice heard. It's just part of being a human being, you know. But I always tell like the people that ask me in general, you know, it's like, you know, my brother used to tell everybody too, you know, and you know, the rest of our crew says the same thing. If you want to be a YouTuber, or if you want to be like a social media guy, it's hard work. It don't just happen overnight, you know. It's a lot of you got to be everywhere. You got to be on TikTok. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be on all of it, and you got to be dedicated to it, because there's a lot of people that want to do it for the moment, and then they realize how hard it actually is, you know. You don't really have all that much free time, you know. Like today was a perfect opportunity for us to go viral, you know. We could have gone viral, you know, making fun of the debate and whatnot, but we chose to take the day off, hang out with family. Yeah, it sucked not being a part of it because we worked so hard all year, and this was like Christmas. This was like the Christmas, you know. But yeah, I tell you, we got some catching up to do tonight when I get home, man. I'm about probably 35 minutes away, 40 some odd minutes away. Got to a traffic jam here out of nowhere, and this truck is a 48-footer. Not sure what he's doing out, you know, but he like cut me off at like 2 miles an hour. I'm glad it wasn't like 50 miles an hour, but you know, still. I'm driving with the headlights on. It's not like the headlights were off. He had to have seen me. I mean, I used to drive truck when I was younger, you know. I don't know how he couldn't have seen me, but I almost ended up in his axles, you know. But I don't know. He wasn't paying it. But you know, nowadays, man, they give a license, a commercial license, to anybody. You know, that's not safe. I tell you what, man. I that's the one job I do not miss doing as a kid. Driving those tractor trailers. Driving those tractor trailers. I tell you, out in the open road, wheels turning all day long, different states every time. I tell you. You can either get really fat or you can get really extremely fit, depending on how you treat it. Because I tell you, there's a lot of truck drivers out there. You know, they'll pull up to the door, they'll check in with their load, whether it's being offloaded or unloaded, doesn't really matter because they're not touching it. It's the forklift driver. And I got to be honest with you, you know, you got the truck drivers who will sit there, you know, and they grab a book, they got their chair, you know, they sit there by the loading dock, while, you know, the forklift goes in and out depending on what time it gets to you. And they sit there for like 2 hours. They're living off vending machines, you know, and they're bathing in the bathrooms, you know, and their hygiene is poor. unless they got a sleeper, and still, it's just shit. You're showering at the truck stops and whatnot, but no life whatsoever. But, and then you got guys like me who took it as an opportunity to do, like 1,000 push-ups, I tell you, that was some of my favorite times. You get there, you're like, oh, all I got to do is sit here and wait for you to do. All right. I tell you what, I bring weights, I bring my dumbbells, I bring all kinds of stuff. They call me the workout guy. And there we go. I should have taken my bike today, but I knew I was going to be late, and I was hanging out with my kids. They hate seeing me on after what happened to my brother and whatnot. It's just kind of like a sensitive thing. But, I love my bike. For those of you that ride bikes, it's a life. It's a lifestyle once you do it, And, I love my brother. Always going to love my brother. It wasn't his fault. It happened. It happens. Whether you're the most cautious driver, rider, it don't matter. Just like I want to say about 3 years ago, I got into a head-on collision. Wasn't my fault. I was riding. I had another bike, and I was riding, and I was going through a green light, and some old lady, it was green on her too, but she was turning. Well, straight away, got the right of way, and she just like took a left, and I was only going about 40 miles an hour, but 40 miles an hour on a bike hitting straight target edge, you forget about it. And I ended up on a windshield, and then I fell off the bike. Luckily, only damaged the tank and the peg, and I think a few other things. I think my bars got a little dented, and then so I took the bike in. Obviously, she was at fault. I felt bad because she was a nice lady. Probably shouldn't have been driving. I took it in to get it fixed. And I'm real persistent, I think anybody with a bike is very persistent because, they want to get their bike back, And I always came from a family, it's like, you fall down, you get back up, and don't, forget about it. Just keep going. Stop being scared, So I wanted my bike back, even though I just had a head-on collision, almost, And so what usually would take probably about 2 to 3 weeks, I got it done in about 3 or 4 days. They replaced my tank. I got a new set of bars. I even did some forward controls. I had a little money left over. I said, hey, here we go, huh? And got everything, bada bing. So I get on, and I'm sitting there. I'm driving away, riding off. Hey, Leonard, thank you very much, Leonard. Thank you very much. And so I'm driving away, riding away. And all of a sudden, I stop. My front wheel starts getting like kind of squirrely, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is this? So I pull over. My wife's in front of me, And she's, oh, what's wrong, And I say, she's, oh, you scared? She always likes to razz me, when I'm at my lowest, I'm down. She thinks like I'm scared. Like, oh, you scared? Calling me Ricky Bobby, like I'm on fire, asking for Tom Cruise and whatnot, And I said, no, I'm not scared. Get your ass back in the car here. Leave me alone here. Go make me a sandwich. And but seriously, I'm terrified of my wife. She's nuts. So I tell her, no, I think something's wrong with my tire. So I start riding a little bit, and sure enough, there was something wrong with my bike. And it was something wrong with the wheel, right? So at the beginning of the story, I said that I had a head-on collision, right? The insurance company knew I had a head-on collision. The motorcycle shop that I took it to knew I had a head-on collision. Now, I'm not a mechanic by any means. I can do a few things in the shop, but I'm not a mechanic. I don't plan to be. I know I can learn if I wanted to. I just choose not to because I don't want to be a mechanic. Because as soon as you become a mechanic, then everybody's going to be calling you up. Hey, can you fix this? Hey, can you do? I heard you were a mechanic. Can you help me out? And that's the last thing I want to do, right? So I took the bike to the mechanic after I took it to the insurance company, right? They all knew it was a head-on collision, right? What's the one thing that they didn't check on the bike? They checked the tank. They checked the pegs. They gave me forward controls. They gave me a new set of bars. What's the one thing they didn't check? What's the one thing that you should check when you have a head-on collision? The fucking tire. The fucking rim. And so anyways, yeah, they sent me out with a dented rim. And anybody that knows how to ride a bike, you're going to notice something that isn't right. Whether it's, a pee in a mattress or what, it don't matter. You're going to notice it. And, so they sent me out with the damaged bike. And I got a few things for that because I told them, I said, hey, I don't want to be an asshole or anything like that, but you almost killed me here because, you get a death wobble on one of those bad boys at 50, 60 miles an hour, you're dead, So I'm just ranting and raving over here, but I truly appreciate all you guys in here listening to this here while I just talk. Yeah, you got to understand it. I love being around my family all day. That was great seeing my kids and all my families and all that, and whatnot. But I tell you, I miss the politics today. I tell you, and the reason I miss the politics is because politics is pretty much my life. The United Spot, we that's what we do all day. We do all day long. A lot of people think, that we just, put together a couple silly videos, but it takes all day long. It takes, but we love it though. We're not complaining. We love to do it, and you guys are great. You guys are great people. We've met a lot of nice people in here all the time that we've been doing this, and people contact us all the time through email. They contact us on Facebook, on Twitter. We love hearing from you guys. It's awesome. It's a great feeling to know that there's people out there that love what we do. And we also like hearing from the haters because, there's a lot of haters that like to contact us telling us to stop and give up and we shouldn't be doing this. And yeah, we had a nice run. Those are the best, when they tell us, hey, you had a nice run, but there's nobody else that's going to watch your videos. My favorite one is when they tell us that that we keep telling the same joke. But that's politics, that's politics. I mean, politics is the same joke every single time, But I tell you, I'm so sorry I can't read. I'm going about 70 miles an hour right now. I don't want to look down. I don't want to be that guy. I say, hey, it was great to hear, and that's the end of it. I don't want to be that guy. But I started the live when I took off, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit because I miss you today. And I just, usually I read the comments and whatnot. So so hopefully we'll be able to get a new laptop here in a couple days. We're hoping, knock on wood, that we'll be able to get a new laptop so we can start doing some different videos, and we're able to do, the lives more frequently, with voice. Mainly is for in the software that we use, obviously too. It requires, it's crazy. When we first started doing this, we started using it with some software that we had, and it cost about, I think it was like $40 a month, right? And you pay $40 a month for the software, and you get this unlimited stuff. But the way that we do this here, we have to pay right now, just the apps and the software that we use right now is like wait, hold on real quick. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I believe it's close to $1,000 a month. It's around $1,000 a month that we have to pay just for the software that we use. There's a few other charges that we have to do here. It's like $1,000 something for that part, and that's just the one part that we have to pay. And then we have to pay for. There's a separate thing that comes out to like I believe like $1,500, $2,000, something like that. So like just $2,000-$3,000. It costs the United Spot around $5,000 a month to be the United Spot. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that. And that's just what we have to pull out. That's not what we take in. That's what we pull out. That's what it costs to run the United Spot. A lot of people don't know that. And there's a lot of people. Oh no! What does it cost to have a YouTube channel? Of course, it costs nothing to have a YouTube channel. But in order to make content, to have the software, because it's not like we're not using real people here. So all the CGI equipment, all the different green screens, and all the different You know, unfortunately, that all costs money. You know, so and there was a time that YouTube allowed us to earn revenue. You know, to where we could actually not necessarily like be rich, but we were taking care of the software that we have to pay for every single month, and we were also paying our bills. And you know, it was a good feeling to be able to do that. Now it's a little different. Now, you know, our videos, you know, well, it's early in the morning. I don't want to bore you guys with that kind of analytics or whatever like that, you know. But we got approached by a guy, and he wants to introduce us to a thing called crypto, right? And he wants to help us monetize our videos through crypto, right? Well, you say the word crypto to us, and we like start freezing up and having convulsions because we have no idea what the hell crypto is, right? And nobody in our family knows what crypto is, right? Well, we know what it is. We know what the word is. We just don't know how to work it. We don't know how to do it. And when they came to us and said, hey, you know, we want to monetize your videos here, obviously, they were, you know, so we're a little cautious because we don't know what it is. But we can't really argue at this point, you know, because we don't really have the revenue to, you know, keep the lights on, if you will. So we're considering it, you know, even though we don't understand exactly what it is. But the guy that's doing it, the guy that approached us, he's a real guy, you know, and pretty respected, you know, in the politics game. And, you know, so we'll see, you know, and we'll see how that works out. Because I tell you what, unless something changes on YouTube, I mean, I don't know what else to do here because it's just getting worse every month, you know. And we don't make any money anywhere else. We don't. That's the only place we make money is YouTube, and we, you know, we get some donations every once in a while at PayPal and Cash App. But other than that, you know, we don't, you know, we don't have any other sources for revenue except for YouTube, and that's where we've been for the last 13 years. Was on YouTube. We don't make money on Facebook. We don't make money on Twitter. We don't make any money on Instagram or Truth Social. Rumble paid us $50 in 5 years. We've been on Rumble for 5 years, I believe. About 4 or 5 years, something like that. They paid us $50 for 5 years. We got like 400 or 500 videos on it. 400 or 500 videos, and they paid us $50. So we just told them to keep it, you know. Well, we didn't tell them to keep it. I mean, obviously, I mean, mentally we told them to keep it, but we couldn't give it back, you know. But we tried selling shirts, you know, for all those people out there that don't just like want to give us money, you know. We tried selling shirts. We sold a few. We sold like 5 shirts and a couple hats. I think one of our family members bought some of it, but I know that Mark bought a hat, and I know Bill bought a shirt or two. And for those of you that bought some shirts and hats, so we truly appreciate that. The reason that we want to do it is not like we think that we're, you know, like the best out there. Like, oh, you have to have our shirts and hats. We just want to do that because we felt kind of bad about begging for money. So we thought, well, at least they're buying something, you know. At least they're buying something, you know. May not be like the shirt they wanted, you know. Like, hey, who wants to walk around with a United Spy shirt on, you know? I don't know any, but we do appreciate the guys that, you know, that did that too. But, you know, I mean, mainly we appreciate the people that help us out, you know, watching our videos, you know, and sharing them out and coming to these lives, you know. It means a lot to us. So, boy, I've been really going here, haven't I? 45 minutes of talking. I was in a space not too long ago. I was talking, and I don't like to talk too much, you know, because I want to give people the chance to talk, you know. But there's people that get on there in these spaces and they'll talk. I don't know if a lot of you out there are in, you know, I Accidentally touched the screen here. Hang on here. So, sorry for that here. Over here, finger banging my phone here. What was I talking about? What the hell was I talking about? I was talking about something. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, what the hell was I talking about? Just had a Joe Biden here. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's getting late. Oh, that's what I was talking about. People talking too much. So I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever gone to like an X, a Twitter space, where like you get all hundreds of people in there, you know, and they start talking and they, you know, they start telling their opinions and their feelings and whatnot. You know, they think they're going to change the world, you know. And I like to get in there sometimes. And my brother used to do it all the time. My brother used to have a great time in there. You know, we go, you know, we'll do an act or something like that. And we'll, you know, we'll like, you know, do a monologue or something, you know, to make people laugh. Because people get so worked up in these things, you know. They get all crazy and pissed off and start screaming and yelling and going nuts and whatnot. So sometimes we like to lighten the mood. And sometimes these people treat us like we're celebrities. You know, hey, the United Spot is here, you know. You know, it's a little uncomfortable because, you know, it's not like we're that important, you know. Just a bunch of goofballs that make videos, you know. But it feels nice, you know, when some people treat us like, you know, we're like United Spots here, you know. But some people will talk in there, right? They'll start talking and talking and talking and talking. They won't shut up, you know. And I mean, at least if it was entertaining or something, you know, that was beneficial that I haven't heard like 14 billion times before. It was all just regurgitated literature that's been said over 1 million times for the last 50 years. And this guy just kept talking and talking and talking. And I mean, things that I already knew was going to come out of his mouth, like I was a human teleprompter. I already knew what he was going to say before he said it, you know. And so finally, I just had to leave. So when I get into a space, I'll either be extremely serious and short, or I'll be extremely funny and short. One of the two. But nothing ever gets resolved in these spaces, so it's hilarious. See, a lot of people don't realize that these spaces were designed by the same people who designed the prison guard, who watches you when you're out on the yard, you know. The prison guard's up there, you know, like checking you out on the gunner here, seeing what you're doing, how you're interacting with the other inmates and whatnot. That's exactly what they're doing over on X, on these spaces here. They're checking everybody out because people are saying some outlandish shit, some crazy stuff, and they don't think that they're like, you know, being monitored. Believe me, the federal government is in there listening to every word you say. That's why we like to keep it nice and funny. We're not trying to, you know, promote violence, you know, anything like that. We just want people to laugh. That's all we want to do. We just want to educate people through humor. That's it. And basically everything that we're trying to educate people on is just common sense. That's all it is. You know, it's not like we're going to try and change your mind. We're just trying to open your eyes to kind of see that, you know, hey, the way you were raised and the things that you've been believing in, maybe you shouldn't be believing in it, you know? And I'm not talking about Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. I'm talking about the government, you know? And a lot of people get kind of sidetracked because they believe that, you know, like, oh, how come you don't like this side? You must be a liberal. I said, oh, no. We don't like either side. That's what people don't really understand. We don't trust politicians at all. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my family member. If you're a politician, I don't trust you. And that's the way everybody feels in the United Spot. There is no right or left or up and down. There is no Republican or Democrat. They're all in it together. What they tell you on the silver screen is a completely different angle that they're going for. That's it. What they tell you is completely different from what they're actually doing. And if you really look at politics for what it is, it's just a bunch of people talking, and all of them are doing nothing. And as soon as a lot of people figure that out, they're going to realize that we don't need that many people in the government. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need structure. Absolutely, we need structure. But what kind of structure is it that we need when people are acting the way they are right now here in America in general, right? You got people robbing stores. You got people beating people up, for no reason, hurting people, kids. These you know, these politicians aren't doing anything. I mean, I don't even want to get into the client list here. Why isn't the client list like the topic of conversation every single day? Every single day, the client list should be the topic of discussion. You know why it's not? Because they don't want to talk about it. Because they're not going to do anything about it. That's the sad point. And when people start understanding that, oh, but Matt Gaetz is so awesome, he's fighting for us. Well, you tell me what he's fighting for. Marjorie Taylor Greene is so great. Oh, wow, what has she done for us? Well, she does push-ups. All right, great. A lot of people do push-ups. I don't care if you're AOC. I don't care if you're Jamal Bowman. I don't care if you're Adam Kinzinger or Liz Cheney or Matt Gaetz or Ted Cruz. I don't care who you are. If you're a politician, the United Spot does not trust you, right? And the majority of the American people should feel the same way. Now, when the government starts doing something, instead of just talking, maybe we'll change our mind. But I got to be honest with you, the government has always been the same. It's just different characters. That's all you're seeing now. You go back 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, it's still the same story. Russia this, Russia that, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's a Ponzi scheme. People are getting indicted, nothing happens, That's politics. How many politicians have been arrested? How many politicians have gone to jail? How many politicians have lost their job? Do the math on that one, huh? They say they're not above the law, but they are. They really are. They're the lawmakers. If you were a politician and you broke the law while you create the law, do you think that you'll go to jail? No. Politicians don't worry about that kind of stuff. They don't worry about, not being able to provide for their family. They don't worry about none of that. It's all taken care of. Now, I could also argue that we could be politicians. I'm not complaining. But I chose not to be a politician for one reason and one reason only. The same with the rest of us here at the United Spot. We could have been politicians easily. We don't want it to corruption. It's not all sunshine and rainbows up there at the old Capitol, right? That's used car salesman territory right there. And they do not want the best for us. They want the best for them. In a perfect world for the government, none of us would be here. Only them. The rich and the powerful, the successful, the power makers, the money guys. That's all that matters. They don't care about us peasants. But that's a different day, It is what it is. There's nothing you can do to control it. There's nothing you can do to change it. It's always going to be what it is. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is the most corrupt politician in the business next to Joe Biden, right? 38, 39 years, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, all these lifers, Maxine Waters. They keep getting reelected. Why? Because they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing. You take Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, right? Very, very recognizable names. Even people that don't really follow politics know who these people are, right? Go to their district. Go to their district and tell me they're doing a good job. If you can control an entire country with a very, very small amount of employees, which is the federal government, I think you could control a city, a town, and a state and keep it organized enough to where you don't have homeless people and garbage all over the place. But that's just me. New York is horrible. Yeah, there's great places, there's great memories, there's great people, but it's a shithole. And it's only getting worse. And don't even get me started about Chicago. That's a whole separate discussion. But nobody's doing anything about it. You know, why would they? They're protected in their mansions. They got the gates in front of their house, you know, the walls. They got armed security guards. You know, most of the things that these people are doing are all photo ops. You don't think these people have security officers all around them at all times? Come on. Can't believe everything you see on TV. Wag the Dog was not just a movie, it was a documentary. A future endeavor that was set forth in time to become reality. And a lot of people don't pay attention to everything that you watch on television. Everything you watch on the movie screen, the commercials that you see, the radio station, the music, rap, country, rock, it's all a foreshadow of what's going to happen. I mean, think about it. Did anybody ever think that Judy Jetson calling George on a TV was ever going to happen in real life? Flying cars, moving to another planet? It's all real now. It's all real. Everything they told you. But obviously they can't tell you all. Because look at how people react when you tell them to put a fucking mask on. They start freaking out about toilet paper. Gotta have toilet paper. What would I be without toilet paper? Now, in my family, we don't use toilet paper. Never really understood toilet paper, and that's been going on for many, many years. I got no qualms with people who, use toilet paper. I got no bad feelings for you guys. I just think it's a little strange that, when a baby comes, you use wet wipes, get it all nice and clean, and then as you get older, you use dry toilet paper. The fuck is wrong with you? Why are you using dry toilet paper to clean up a really dirty? I mean, if you get something like that, like if you get some number 2 on your arm, are you just going to rinse it off in the sink? No, you're going to sit there and scrub it with Clorox. You're going to scrub it with Lysol. You're going to put all this friggin' sanitizer cream all over it. But down there, you've been programmed to use dry toilet paper to clean up that mess. I tell you what, at least do me the human favor of going in the shower, going in the backyard and cranking up the hose, That's what my brother used to always tell me. He said, hey, go put a hose on that thing. I don't get it. But hey, I never understood the dry toilet paper and how people go nuts over toilet paper. Toilet paper, it's dry. I don't care how soft it is, how many plies it is. You're cleaning up a wet, dirty mess with dry toilet paper. What a discussion to have at 3:30 in the morning. Some of you are probably wrecked. Why am I listening to this at 3:30 in the freaking morning? Some guy talking about toilet paper? What's wrong with this guy? Yeah, so that I think all our problems will be solved if we stop using toilet paper and we started using something else to clean that area. I mean, come on, take it easy on the guy, He's been through enough shit, He's been through enough shit, the poor guy. Okay. Stop using dry toilet paper, people. Stick it to the paper companies, I saw a video the other day. It's one of the things I do here, coming up with great ideas. Sometimes you're inspired by something that has nothing to do with what you planned on doing, right? And it could be anything. It could be a TikTok video. It could be an Instagram video. It could be a puppy video. It could be a cat. It could be anything, right? So I'm watching this video, and this guy's taking all these plastic bottles, like Coke bottles, Mountain Dew bottles, right? And he's slicing them all up, right? And he puts them in this grinder, right? And he grinds them all up, and then he gets them into this fine powder, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is this? And then he puts it in this thing that like looks like he's making cotton candy, right? But it's not cotton candy. He's making thread out of the plastic bottles, right? And I'm thinking to myself, right? What the fuck is this about, you know? What the fuck is this shit right here? And he knitted a freaking beanie hat, right? For those of you who don't know, like a beanie hat, you know, you wear it in the summer or the winter time, you don't want to get cold. A lot of people wear the beanies out here, you know. And he knitted a beanie hat out of plastic. He had the thread count and all that kind of stuff, you know. It's just like, how do you make thread out of plastic? Because I tell you what, there's a couple things that make me uncomfortable thinking about, right? A couple things I don't like, right? I don't like wearing T-shirts after a shower, you know. I don't like, or getting out of a pool or a creek. I don't like putting shirts on. I think it feels disgusting, right? I like to dry off. A lot of people put their shirt right back on, you know, like it's all wet. I don't like doing that. It's disgusting. The other thing I can't stand is like hair, right? I don't like hair. I can't stand it, right? And so one of the things I've like always like, if you want to ever torture me, put like a shirt made of hair, all you know, and put it on me. I'd freak out. I'd freak out if you did something like that to me. I can't stand that kind of stuff. And the other thing is like, it is all like just common stuff like this, and like lotion, right? I don't like putting lotion on and then putting a shirt on. It's like all weird feeling, you know. I'm a very weird person, you know. But it's like human hair, like for some reason I don't know what goes through my head like that. Seriously, it's like one of my tortured pressure points. Like, hey, what can I possibly do to you to literally like make you tell us everything? It would put a hair shirt on me, an entire shirt made out of hair. That's how you're gonna get all your information. If I was a spy, right? If I was a spy, and you wanted to get all the information about all the knowledge that I have in the spy game, put a shirt made out of hair on me, right? You're going to get everything you need to know within a matter of like 2 seconds. That's what goes through my mind, right? A lot of people are worried about paying their bills, you know, if they're going to be able to feed their families. They got a job tomorrow. No, I'm thinking about wearing a shirt made out of hair. That's what I'm going through right now, you know? And toilet paper. So that's what I talk about at like 3:30 in the freaking morning. You wonder why we come up with such weird videos. But how could you wear a hat? How could you wear a beanie made out of plastic? How could that even be comfortable? And how is that even possible to make thread out of plastic? Wearing a plastic hat? It's got to be sweaty. All right, come to a stop sign here. I'm getting close to the house here. Star, how are you doing? Andrea Murray, how you doing? Ren 13, how you doing? Forbidden Planet, how you doing? I don't want to get too comfortable here. Justin Chippin, how you doing? Bloom, how you doing? Shake. How you doing? Tammy, how you doing? Richard, how you doing? All the best. How you doing? Yeah, I want to get too comfortable here. Fly on the wall. How you doing? I'm going to get too comfortable here. Cops out here aren't so generous when it comes to explaining why you're out here at 3:30 in the morning, you know? Most of us, you know, like I remember years ago, I'd be out at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning going to work, you know? And there's a certain feeling you get like when you know you're going to work, like, go ahead and pull me over. I'm going to work. I'm a working man. Now, what are you doing? I'm a YouTuber. I'm out 3:30 in the morning. What are you doing out here? Well, I'm YouTubing. You're YouTubing? Yeah, I'm YouTubing. What the hell's a YouTube? You know, YouTube. You know, you go on YouTube. Oh, you're a YouTuber. All right. Up against the car. Spread them. Got a freaking nut job. You been drinking tonight, huh? YouTuber. Yeah, I tell you. YouTubers. We met some nice people tonight with the family. You know, it was really good to get out. Really good to see family in general. You know, sometimes, you know, when I was a kid, we get together on Thanksgiving, we get together on Easter, we get together on Christmas. Now, you know, it's just like everybody's, I think it was the generations, you know, like my grandfather, you know, my grandmother, you know, and aunts and uncles and all that from that particular time. They were old school. It was all about family, and there were no excuses why you couldn't get together as a family. I mean, we'd have 50, 60 people for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, for Easter. It was all every year. And we get together, we'd have reunions and all that kind of stuff every single. Now it's like, I'm successful, I don't got time for you. I got a Land Rover, I live in a big house, I'm too important to talk to this side of the family, and I don't like that particular side of the family, and that guy pisses me off. And I remember my grandparents, they cooked for us. There was fresh pies on the laundry machines, and the cakes, and they'd have food all over the place, and not like store-bought food, or like the caterers. They would actually bake the food. And as you get older, like your people like your Aunt Shirley, who likes to sit there and smoke, and you start getting like, hey, wait a minute, I'm old enough to realize that this chick probably doesn't even wash her hands, and she's sitting there smoking, and there's probably ashes in the macaroni salad, and yeah. I tell you, man, some of the people you grow up with. Andrea Murray, thank you very much for that, huh? Truly appreciate it. Look at us, huh? Making a little money on it at 3:30 in the morning. Our family said we couldn't do it. They said you couldn't do it. You YouTubers, you damn YouTubers, you're never going to make it. I tell you what, I told my grandfather before he passed, right? Me and my brother went over to his house, right? And he knows. My grandfather knew the United Spy. We've been family friends for years, right? Known each other in the old neighborhood. And me and my brother go over there. We tell him, we say, hey, pops, we're gonna do YouTube. And he looks at us. He was I think he was pushing 90 when we told him, right? I think he was 80 something, 90 something. I can't remember exactly. I think he could have been like 90 or something like that. And he looked at us. He says, "Hey, don't quit your day job." This is before the pandemic, right? He said, "Don't quit your day job," because he's old school. He grew up in Missouri. The Italian side of Missouri, right? He was in Italian town in Missouri, St. Louis. A lot of Italians out there. A lot of Italians flooded to Missouri. And my pops was old school. He'd ramble off in Italian. And grandmother same too. They just ramble off in Italian all the time. And he said, "Don't quit your day job, Don't quit your day job." My pops, he was all into real estate, very successful guy in real estate, sales, sell anything, sell an ice cube to a refrigerator, And, he was, I told him, I said, hey, I was thinking, because I used to sell cars, I was younger too. I sold cars for a little bit, I was real good at it, And I just thought it wasn't for me. I didn't want to end up being that guy, sitting there taking advantage of people, selling cars, when they clearly couldn't afford it. I just had a guilty conscience, So I got out of it, and I was going to get into real estate with my pops, because I love my grandpa, and he forbid me to do that. And I didn't really. I said, hey, what are you doing, man? I asshole, He said, I just don't want you to be, corrupt, because the way he explained it to me was that, real estate and all that is just as corrupt as politicians. It's just somebody out there trying to steer the almighty buck, and don't care who, they screw over as long as they're getting paid, Andrea, thank you very much for that. Look at you, huh? Double shot here. Truly appreciate it. Andrea, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you all so much for being here tonight to listen to me talk. Can't believe I've been doing this for like an hour and 10 minutes here. I got to be the most boring person in the world here. Tammy, how you doing? And I got to be honest with you. So I wanted to get into the real estate here. He said no. He said no, absolutely not. My brother wanted to do that too. Forget about it. So we're sitting there with a 90-year-old grandpa, and we're like right before the pandemic, and he says, hey, don't do it. Don't quit your day jobs. This YouTube thing is just a fad, don't do it. And shortly after that, obviously he passed away. And I tell you something, one of the hardest things that me and my brother, just in general, because it was our pops, he loved Trump, right? He loved Trump. He had the Trump card. He'd make donations to Trump all the time. He had the coins. He had everything. He loved Trump, right? And when Donald Trump shared one of our videos for the first time, right? Grandpa wasn't there, right? And that would have been like the cherry on top, for him to see that, because I tell you, that guy, he was one of those guys that never retired. He couldn't do it because, the guy was a workaholic, and sweetest guy you'll ever met in your life. But I tell you something right now, with every sweet grandpa, you got a guy that, as soon as you leave, he's doing something crazy. Like, this is an adult conversation, but I tell you what, all your sweet grandpas out there, they're not so sweet, just to let you guys know. They're human, all right? Human. They're grandpas, Grandmas are even freaks out there, too. But so, yeah, he wasn't here. Unfortunately, my grandfather, when my grandmother passed away, he kind of, kept working. It's the only thing that kept him sane and kept him alive for so long. But he took a fall. I believe he was 92 years old and lived in the same house for like 60 years, I believe, 60, 70 years. And he took a fall, as most elderly people do, at that age. He took a fall at 92 years old down about 19 stairs. And he was primarily staying upstairs, and downstairs, he would go down, he'd keep some stuff, He was at that age where he was collecting like peanut butter jars. He was just, he was old. He was collecting stuff all the time. He had a whole bunch of stuff over there. And when my grandma was alive, she'd had the plastic with the little spokes that would like poke your feet, for traction, because they were wood steps. And a house that was built back, in those days, especially, in the East Coast, the stairs are a little steep, and they're kind of narrow and whatnot. Well, he took the plastic, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. Plastic carpet, I guess, for the stairs so you don't slip, right? He took it off, right? Well, at 92, he slipped down there, and he slipped down every single stair, ended up on the ground at the bottom, split his head open, whole face completely wrecked, right? And he's out cold, bleeding everywhere, right? And he actually woke up. This is my grandfather, right? I tell you, it's the story is insane. He gets up after, I don't know how long he was out. He could have been out for 10 minutes or an hour, or whatever it was. He gets up. He walks upstairs, the same stairs that he fell down. Walks all the way to the top, runs over to the telephone, and he calls his friend. Hey, come and get me. I took a fall. He takes him to the hospital, right? And as soon as he made it to the hospital, obviously they start pumping you full of drugs. And he refused to eat. He refused to drink. He wouldn't even do the ice chips, And it got pretty bad, as, knocks on the head like that do to a 92-year-old man. And the doctor said, what do you guys want to do? And, he couldn't really talk. So I walked in to see him and whatnot, and the only thing he wanted to do was go home. That's where he wanted to die. And, the hardest thing I had to do with my family, is like when my grandfather got a little bit older, I never took away his manhood, Like everybody is like, hey, help him out. Hey, I'm not gonna disrespect my grandfather like that, My grandfather's been my pops for my whole entire life, and I'm not gonna take away his manhood, like helping him carry something in the house. If my grandfather needs help, he's gonna tell me, right? He's gonna tell me he needs help. He's not gonna tell me, but he'll tell me if he needs help, I'm not gonna treat him like that, And so I remember when they moved him home, hospice came in, and that's pretty much the end of it, the end of the story. But every once in a while, and I don't care who you are, because everybody's had to deal with loss, Every once in a while, when somebody's gone, something happens, and it's like you just want to call that particular person that's gone, Andrea, thank you very much for that. Truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Truly appreciate it. All right, here. I'm almost home here. I don't want to cut anybody off. I'm sorry for not keeping up on the comments here. I'm going to read them as soon as I get home. I'm sorry here. I just don't want to be that guy that reads comments and drives. I apologize. I don't want to endanger anybody's life here. But I truly appreciate you all being with me, keeping me company on the way home. It means a lot. I can't believe it. You guys stuck around as long with me. I know I had to been boring here. I probably put most of you to sleep. But in closing, I'm going to go ahead and take off right now. But in closing, I think, that's why I think we all need to just go ahead and, you know, there's a lot of people out there, you know, having a hard time with family. You know, they don't talk to their family. 20, 30 years go by, they still don't talk to their family. Brothers and sisters fight, uncles. There's a few people out there that I don't talk to in my family, and I wish it wouldn't be like that. You know, I've tried to talk to that person, you know, and unfortunately, we started talking again when my brother passed, and that's not the way it should be. You know, that's not the way. You don't have to wait for somebody to go to talk to that somebody. You know, I mean, life goes by pretty fast, but while we're here, we think that we're gonna live forever. We're invincible. Nothing's gonna happen, and then all of a sudden, you get the knock on the door or the phone call. That's it. Goes by fast, and there's nothing you could do. You could cry, you could yell, you could scream, whatever. You can't change it. And so we got a family member that always says, make each moment count, right? All the time, everything. It's something that we like joke about, you know. But I mean, you know, we don't like to bust the balls, you know. She's a great lady, you know. Every single time we go over there, though, she has this cheer. She's like, make every moment count. You know, it's truth, though. You know, you got to live with that. Every moment you guys got, you got to make it count. You know. Anyways, I know I bored you guys to death here, but I just want to let you guys know that, you know, we and I'm speaking for all of us here at the United Spot. We love you guys. You know, we truly appreciate every last one of you. And, you know, we bust your balls a lot. You know, we talk a little crap. We get sarcastic and whatnot. But we really appreciate you guys a lot. You know, you guys mean a lot to us, you know. And we hope you guys have a great morning or a great night, depending on where you're living. And we just want to thank you so much for all you do for us here. And we just want to say we appreciate you guys more than you could ever understand. We couldn't do this without you guys. And for that, we just like to say thank you one more time. All right. And we hope you have a great day. And we'll do this again here in a couple hours. So get some sleep. And hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. All right. All right. We love you guys. God bless and good night. Salute.